All right, back in house, coach, and another sharp hat we got here. Who designed this one?
I don't. This is one of the Booster Club hats they were selling. Got one of them, so.
Dude, that one right there is legit now.
Yeah.
Coach Nelson, I ain't gonna lie to you, I like that one and the pullover.
Yeah.
It's got the taking care of business A on it. Kind of Elvis-esque for those.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dating ours. Well, Elvis actually before my time, but you know what I'm talking about. Taking care of business logo on in the A there's sharp. But Coach, this last week, man, I mean, you guys, I looked up, I was watching scoreboards and I kept seeing a score and a score and a score, and the next thing you know, Cedar Bluff scores, y'all score. You end up scoring over 100 points in the football game. Was it 68-40? Is that correct? I mean, what a tremendous outburst by your offense. Let's start right there and talk us, through the game.
Yeah, offense played pretty well. Had a couple, bad plays kind of early, and we got down inside the 15 and didn't score. Had a couple penalties, got moved back, and turned it over on downs. And Cedar Bluff, really go back to start of the game, onside kick, and they recovered it. So
wow,
but we kind of handled it well and able to get a stop and get the ball back right there. So wasn't a lot of damage done. So we was able to get back on track and scored, and they bounced right back and scored again, and they made the game early, and we able to it was about 35 and threw a jump ball and was able to score right there before half, and went up 2 scores, and they stayed with us and was able to pull away there towards the end.
Actually had a tremendous game, over 400 and 80 yards or something passing. How many touchdowns? 8 touchdowns. I mean, that is either one of those a school record, first of all. Both of them, maybe. That's incredible. He's obviously our player of the week for all of our S&H waterproofing coverage area. So let's start with his game, and then after you answer with his performance, talk about that offensive line that made it possible.
Yeah, Alec, he continues to get better each week, and he takes coaching well, and he wants to be the best. So he does all the stuff you want your quarterback to do. He's becoming more and more of a leader, which everybody's getting behind. That's what you want from that guy, to everybody get behind. And when the game's online, hey, let's put the ball in his hands, and we win or lose with the ball in his hands, and that's what we're kind of getting at as we're hopefully you get in the playoffs and able to do some stuff. This is where you really want that quarterback or that running back or your guy to be able to get you down the stretch, and he's starting to play well when it really matters, and our receivers are playing really well, and running good routes and making his job easy, getting in the windows and finding grass, and getting behind corners and DBs, and really makes the quarterback job easier. And the offensive line, they're getting better every week. They're start of the year was kind of shaky there, and some uncertainty, and we moved some people around, and hopefully we had people in the right spot to have some success. And we still had to do a better job getting the run game more established, and all that kinds of stuff. But they're getting better each week, and starting to see some promise from them as we get here in the last couple of games going into the playoffs.
Coach, that's you play 10 games for the chance to the 11th, and if you win this week, I believe you are in as a playoff team. So that's a blessing all in itself. And talk about that and opportunities right here in front of your guys.
We got a big game this week. Go to Gaston, and they're gonna throw everything at us. They're coached well, and they're gonna be able to make some adjustments. And we got to execute throughout the game, and to give ourselves a chance to get in playoffs. That's what everybody's playing for, to get in playoffs. And you get playoffs, anything can happen. So we got to play better in some aspects of the game. We have, even last week, we didn't execute throughout the entirety of the game that you would like to have a chance to, to beat somebody you're not supposed to beat in playoffs. You can't make mistakes, and was able to overcome them a little bit last week. But in playoffs, everybody's really good.
Yeah.
So we got to be able to eliminate mistakes, and just be able to play be comfortable and play hard and play fast and see what will happen.
What's your message to the guys this week? Because not everybody gets to control their own destiny. You know what I mean? What's the message to the guys, especially the seniors? You're like, hey, man, if you want to continue playing football, you don't want that hourglass to run out, you can add some sand to it right here.
Yeah, and that's that's kind of what it is. Hey, we got to go. We got to handle business, and you got to do all the small details throughout the game to have a chance to win in the fourth quarter. And if we'll do that, we'll have a good night. If not, if you don't, if we don't take it serious and our head in the right spot, or if you're still thinking about last week's win or whatever we're thinking about, bad things are going to happen. Yeah. So we have to eliminate all that. We have to eliminate what people are saying, outside noise, and we have to control what we can control, and that's what we've done this week at practice in the film room, in the weight room, and make sure that we know what to do and all that kinds of stuff. And if we'll do that, I think good things are going to happen. Now, if like I said, we listen to what so and so says or whatever the case is, then we'll get caught up in that, and we'll think we're this or we're that, and we'll go out and get beat this week, and we won't have to worry about nothing else. So
we won't have to worry about it.
We won't have to worry about it. So but we gotta, it's us, and we gotta be ready to go. And from the start this week, they kick onside kick. We can't let them get onside kick. We just started moving too quick and bounced it, and they got the ball right there. So we got to be very prepared, and that starts with the coaching staff, and we just got to have these guys in the right spot to have success when they get out there.
Right, no doubt. I mean, Coach, before I let you out of here, a couple more questions, and I'll let you get out of here. When you look at Gaston, I've kind of kept, we do a coach show with them, so I've kept an eye on them all year. They've been in a lot of games, and for whatever reason, they kind of run out of steam there and lost these games, but when you look at them, man, they're to me they're better than what the records show, and they're a dangerous team to play. Several of these games they've been in right there to the end. What have you seen from them?
Yeah, I mean, they got several athletes who are really good football players, and I think it's a little bit kind of what we are. We're young. They're young in several spots that you can't really be young in to have a chance to have success and beat some of these teams. So they're getting better every week, and of course they've had a couple of guys hurt and all that, and this senior night for them, and they're gonna pull stops out. Yep. And they want this senior to go out on top. I think they've already been eliminated from playoff contention, so this is kind of their Super Bowl. I mean, they want seniors to go out on top, so they're gonna be ready to play, and they're coached well, and we gotta be ready. Whatever happens early, we gotta be able to bounce back from it. They go down and score, we gotta be able to bounce back and go have a drive. So this is what you kind of get in your playoff type atmosphere. The next couple of weeks, going in playoffs to kind of see where we're at and what do we need to fix before we have to go in playoffs and we have to travel and all that kinds of stuff. Traveling, all that, that's another distraction, and something that is why you want to be home field first round, because you get these long travel games, 3 hours away, and a lot of stuff goes into it, and so just got to continue this week, get cleaned up on what we can control, and that's whether it's blocking, tackling, and running good routes and all that kinds of stuff that we have not executed throughout the entirety of games so far this year. We got to do a better job of trying to get it the entirety of the game this week before we get Whitesburg next week, and then hopefully we're in playoffs.
Yeah. And then final thoughts. I always like to kick it back to you to close it out.
Yeah, we need the community behind us this week, and we need to have all the support we can get, try to get in the playoffs. And
y'all are over there, correct?
We are over there.
That's right. It's their senior. That's right.
Yes,
it's not a bad drive. I'm about to make it myself here in just a few minutes.
15 minutes. Yeah. So it's just not a bad drive at all. But we need everybody down there to support us and have a lot of energy. We need a lot of energy for this game, and we got to be able to pull this one out and get in the playoffs. And I think if we go down and execute and do what we can do, I think we'll have a good night.
Sure.
I really do. I just think that just comes from the work these guys put in throughout the week, really working hard. And that's like last week. I really like that for the seniors to go out on top, just because of the work they put in all year. And all the wins ain't came, but they still are working hard, and they're going to go be great young men one day just because of everything they've done. And when their back's up against the wall, they didn't quit. They didn't, they just next day they came in, and worked hard to get better. And it's hard to see some now in today's world where things ain't going good, and you continue to work hard and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people pack it in, buddy.
So I'm
right on that.
I'm very fortunate for have a group of seniors who are working hard and kind of laying the foundation for where we go in the future. So really thankful for them. And like I said, just have a lot of people come out and have a lot of energy Friday. And we need it getting playoffs, and it'd be really good for us to get a playoff taste to us and see where we're at. And so hopefully going into the future we'll have a lot of promise there just by what we can control, and that we can control what we do last couple of games here.
Coach, I appreciate you sitting in with us. It's been a great show, and good luck to you guys on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.